let's go. 3, 2, 1, go. And you'll also see here as to why the PlayStation versions of 3 and 5 are faster than the PC version. Because on the PC version, there is an extra prompt to save. Every single time that you pause to skip cutscenes, there's an extra prompt, do you want to skip the cinematic? Whereas on, obviously console, on PlayStation, you just skip it. I'm not sure if it's the same for Xbox. I think I'm hearing that it was, but essentially we just have to press start and that's it. Which is nice. So. But yeah, you'll kind of see what the game wants from you in terms of combat. Here's Kaoru for the entire last time you'll ever see her in this series, which sucks. You only need to look at one grave, closest one, which is ironically Teruda's. Thanks, Teruda. So this is taking place exactly after the events of Yakuza 2, and then we're going to be skipping forward a little bit after that. But there's probably going to be a reset or two coming out early on, because the early game is a little rough. And once again, we're going to be panning the camera down to despawn any civilians. There's no fight spawns in this bit, which is nice, but look at how empty the streets are. Then when I bring my camera up, look how many extra civilians start spawning in. And remember, you bounce off of all of them. This is the reason why we pan the camera down in, especially 3 and 4. It works a little bit in 5, not quite to the same degree, because 5's camera is a little different. Certain NPCs do spawn in, obviously, because they're planned to, like that guy ahead of us. Some of them, like that guy who you can talk to, are also obviously planned spawns, blah, blah, blah. No load remover for the PC version, no. The only ones that don't have a load remover are 3 and 5, because they are just very, very slow on PC. Which is unfortunate. So, you can see the good old reminder that this wasn't the first Yakuza on PS3, it was actually the second after Kenzan, but it's the first mainline Yakuza on PS3. I was hoping they'd stay together so I could, get a double, but these guys are a pain in the ass. So, your usual tutorial. Surprise. You know the drill. Gonna hit him twice, wait, and then do a 3. That way the last guy can hit with a 3. Excuse me. I want to avoid this pole that we're near. Now, this bit sucks. You'll see sometimes, not only do they guard that, but sometimes you'll do the actual move with the actual weapon, and the game will say no. Now, to build up your heat fast, you want to punch enemies against the wall. We call this bounding. This is a Yakuza 3 kind of technique. I don't like how you turn it. This is terrible. This was good, now it's not good. Now, Yakuza 3 is very different in... This is a very bad tutorial at that point. This is a very different thing compared to every other Yakuza game. Most Yakuza games obviously don't need you to bounce enemies against a wall. Ideally, I'd like to grab all the enemies here and do the heat attack against them, just in case, you know, one of them has a lot of HP. You may not see their HP bars here, but all of them are taking damage. If done correctly, everyone should be on 1 HP. Apart from this guy. Sometimes, very, very rarely, that guy in the black jacket can die. I don't know how that happens, but we've seen it very rarely, every so often. That guy just, he dies. Like, in the middle of the tutorial. We don't know why. But yeah, that's that. Like, sometimes he'll die, very, very rarely will he die. Doesn't matter if he doesn't, you should have everybody on 1 HP. I obviously didn't. We're going to go into Dokimoto's, we're going to speak to both Dokimoto and Kazuki. Again, still getting over the events of Yakuza 2. And then we leave. Now, we need one more person to speak to. We're going to go speak to one final person. Whenever we come back to Kamurocho, you know who that person is. It is Majima Goro. Majima's going to be our first boss in this game. He's a pain. Now for this bit, you can actually trigger this next cutscene in a couple of different places. we're going to go this way, not because it's the fastest way to trigger it, but because it's the closest place to go for after this bit. Although I do actually think it is the closest place to trigger it as well. I might be wrong on that. I have no idea, Hoxie. I didn't think so. But maybe I'm wrong. This tutorial is a pain. Also, for some reason, this tutorial makes you repeat a step from the previous one, just to make sure you understand, you know, how to do strong attacks. We need to guard here, so I'm hoping that everybody in front of me will stay in front of me, and then I can hopefully just guard against multiple attacks. A good enemy will hit you 3 times in a row. Sometimes they won't hit you at all. They can be very, very passive if they want to be, which at the moment they are being very passive, which sucks. Again, it's your usual tutorial, so fighting stance. I'm going to drag them over this way specifically, because I want them at least in one of the corners. Now we do the quick step. Quick step in this is broken. And now for some reason we repeat the finishing blow tutorial from before. I wish I knew why, but we do. That's what I'm gonna go for. And I would like everybody to be together after this, so this guy needs to, you know, move over. Ideally, again, you can hit multiple enemies here, like so. Ideally here, you don't get hit by this punk. See how that hit both and it only counted as 1? That's a thing that happens. I wish this guy didn't fall down there. Now, with regards to Yakuza 3, you can't actually hit enemies who are on the ground. This is something that was, for some reason, removed from Yakuza 3. You can see there that actually missed. So you can see that, like, most of this is going to miss until he starts getting up again. I was really hoping that would hit. Now, one thing to remember is you cannot cancel out of feet moves by holding L2 either. That's going to be important because we're going to not get Essence of Finishing till later because of that. So you'll see. Naomi, thank you very, very much for the Prime Gaming. I appreciate it. Hope you're having a good evening tonight. I'll say I knew. Hope you're doing well. Yes, so every single enemy is more aggressive on higher difficulties. It's very weird. It is not often that I recommend people play a Yakuza game on harder difficulty, mostly because, you know, I believe in if you want to play on easy. We do speedruns on easy, that doesn't mean that it's easy. Again, we don't get health upgrades, and we actually do start dying in the end game in pretty much every single Yakuza game. Like, I don't shame anyone for playing on any difficulty of your choice, but if there is one game that I would highly recommend you play on a higher difficulty on, it's this game. Reason being is that, yes, it gets a little harder, but enemies in this game love blocking a lot. That's one of the things about Yakuza 3's combat. It wants you to do a lot of counters and stuff like that. But the nice thing is, by going on a harder difficulty, the enemies are way more aggressive, so they'll attack you faster, and you won't be waiting as long to be able to attack them. It's weird how that works. Majima sucks. Majima really sucks to fight against. Because he gets up with this move here, which interrupts us. So we want to do this combo that I just did there. That combo basically keeps the enemy on the ground. If I grab Majima and break out for a free combo, I can get him in the corner. Unfortunately, every single boss has a feel the heat. Now, you can avoid that in some cases. In some cases, you can't. Majima is one of those. That's actually a good combo right there. After that. So, feel the heat. Yeah. I always normally get the feel the heat with the Majima fight. I'm okay to get the feel the heat with the Majima fight. It's one of those things that's just, you know, it's going to happen. With this fight and the way that he can hit you on Wake Up, it just happens. I'm going to keep going just because it is going to be a rough game when derusting. As long as you can do that, as you can see, oh god, you should be able to keep an enemy down like that if they don't have a wake-up attack, which is the vast majority of the bosses coming up later on, as you will see. One of the hardest bosses in the game, and even in the speedrun, is actually in Chapter 3, very, very early on. It is Tamashiro, if you've ever seen Tamashiro. It's a hard fight, I will fully admit. It's a hard fight. Even casually, it's a hard fight. It's like the wall of both the casual and the speedrun, to be honest. We do have, as I said, that combo to be able to deal with him. So, we're now a couple of months later. We are now running an orphanage here in Okinawa. So, bottom option for both of these. Bottom option for both of these. They are the quickest options. That's why we pick them. That's why we pick them. That's hot soup. Nice. I'm doing alright. I'm still a little tired, but yeah. This isn't a long chapter. We get introduced a little bit to the kids at the orphanage, and we're going to get introduced to the local Yakuza. Surprise. Kiryu tries to get out of the Yakuza life, but can't. He also walks around with his shirt off a lot of the time here, which is good. So, Ryudo family is the local, one of the local Yakuza families. They supposedly have the deed to our land, and they basically have been... I went the wrong way on the slow way. They're basically kind of aggravating towards us for no real reason. So, we're going to go to downtown Ryukyu. This is a gorgeous map. This is one of those maps that I really wish would be in the Dragon Engine, because in the Dragon Engine, this map at night, or, like, not even at night, at dusk when the sun is setting, would be absolutely gorgeous. Fight spawns have started appearing, and fight spawns in Yakuza 3, again, you can't deal with them if they spawn in without reloading the map, like going into a shop or something like that. Most fight spawns in Yakuza 3 aren't too bad, but the fight spawn locations can be insanely bad. You can have one right here, just before the story trigger. There's one road coming up later where you can actually get two enemies spawned together, which sucks. This is Rick here, a local Yakuza thug from the Ryudo family. Again, we're going to keep him on the ground, hopefully. If we can keep him near these signs, we can actually start to knock the signs into him, and as you can see, do way more damage. You don't want to, like, start hitting him when he's on the ground like that, because he can get up and break out of that. That's not good. I need to keep Rick here in this corner. I did able to hit more with the signs. So there is a timing aspect, as you can see, to this. Just attacking normally doesn't just work. And that's good. That's a decent Rikia. That's for actual D-Rust, I'm okay with that Rikia. That's not too bad. That's the kind of combo that we want to do going forward. It looks quite easy. It is not. There is a... With the full combo, a certain degree of timing with it. With the free combo there, you get a little bit more leniency, but you obviously don't do as much damage. It's very, very awkward in places. There shouldn't be fight spawns in this bit. That's the combo we're going to be using against the boss of Chapter 3. So essentially against Majima and more importantly Rikia, those are your only times that you get to actually practice using that combo. So, yeah, it's hard. Now there is, again, as I said, a new route that makes use of baseball bats for the early game. I have tried it. I am not comfortable with it, so I am not going to attempt it in a run yet. But baseball bats are not the be-all end-all like they are in Yakuza 4's run. So that's kind of nice, to be honest. So, I lose a little bit of time, but that's fine. But this is the local Yakuza boss. He's actually a good lad. He's taken in a poor girl who is mute after being abused by her mother. Hey, I saved a little bit of time. That's pretty good. I'm okay with that. Okay with that. What Yakuza recommend run first again? K2. K2. Hey Neku, hope you're doing well. And anybody else who's just come in, hope you're all doing well. So Chapter 3 is one of the longer chapters. So, the way that Yakuza 3 does its orphanage stuff, it kind of dumps it all on you in 3 different chapters. 3, 4, and 10. You have to ask everything to Shiro here. There's no correct option. You have to just do all of it. But this is basically to give you a story arc with each of the kids. So every one of them is quirky and has their own character trait. We're gonna go and find out what's going on with Shiro. Poor Shiro is being bullied. We're gonna go and see goddamn Taichi. Taichi over here is a narc. Taichi, all he cares about is wrestling. Poor Mitsuo here is going to get body slammed. So, we're going to phone up the teacher and ask what's going on with the bullying. Now, the teacher is a giant piece of shit because he doesn't like the fact that we're raising orphans and the fact they're orphans. And, you know, he's a giant jackass. You can probably guess. So, we're gonna head back and go speak to Shiro again. I don't know why I'm having the camera here. There's no actual enemy spawns here. Just, you know, it's just one of those things where I'm just like, you know, just to be safe rather than sorry. So, we speak to Shiro. Shiro confirms that he is being bullied, but he's not gonna speak to us anymore. So once again, we go speak to Taichi the Narc. Taichi's a good lad. Taichi is going to confirm that it's a kid called Yoshinori, who is actually the son of the teacher. I'm going to go back to Shiro. And we find out that his dad likes to play golf. You see where this is going. I'm going to lose so much time here. I'm facing up my PB lost like a minute to this bit. Or was it the one that had the hole-in-one? I don't remember. Fuck. God, please don't be the hole-in-one. Please don't be the hole-in-one. So, as we leave, usually going to the right is a quicker way to leave, but as we leave, we get caught out by one of our neighbors. So, Miara tells us where to go to find, obviously, the councilman, who's also on the, like, school board, etc., etc. We're gonna go play some golf. Now, Yakuza 3 does not allow you to skip certain minigames, like golf. Whenever with a Yakuza game, whenever you've heard me run a Yakuza game and say most minigames in Yakuza games are skippable, the exception is this fucking game. Yes, we have to play golf. Now, this is Akasaka. He is the guy on the board of directors of the school. This guy, his AI is fixed. So we know exactly what he's going to do. We know exactly what he's going to do every single time. So this is just the tutorial. The wind you see in the top right is indicative of the wind for our shot. That's not the greatest wind, but I'm also not too upset about it. You can skip his turn by pressing X fast, by the way. Hot tip. Now, funnily enough, you don't necessarily want to actually get a hole-in-one. That's too much. That's good, actually. That's a very good shot. I'll take that. No to not take a mulligan from that. So, essentially, for the first hole he does, okay. It doesn't do, like, amazing, but he does okay. I still don't know how to read the green in Yakuza 3's golf, so... Oopies. I'm just not going to take a mulligan, I'm just going to put it in, because I'd rather do that. He's always going to put it in the same amount of strokes every single time for every single run. So... he's going to... I can't remember, is it this? No, this one he does okay with as well. What's the win like? That's a good win. I'll take that. That's fine. It's fine. I usually like... That's a bit too far. Might be a bit too far. We'll see. Oh, that's bad. Ugh, that's not good. I'm just gonna... Well, I'm okay with that. I'm not gonna lie, I'm okay with that. But when you get a hole-in-one, you ironically get a long, unskippable replay. So actually a hole-in-one is not necessarily the best thing to do. Now, Akasaka's AI is about to go to shit. Please no bad wind. Please no, like, red wind. I'll be upset. Oh, that's good wind. Holy shit, that's very good wind. That was decent wind. I'll take that. I want to hit it about here and about there. It's a bit too much, but that's fine. I'll take it. I'd rather not redo shots if I didn't have to. Remember when I said his actual AI goes to shit? Yeah, I wasn't kidding. Yeah, I wasn't kidding. That's too much. Yeah, I put too much power on that. That's fine. My AI has gone to shit. Now, here's the fun fact. It doesn't matter if you win or if you lose or if you draw. If you draw, the best part is he acts like he wins. I kid you not. The man acts like he won if you draw against him. Like, the pompous, arrogant arsehole. But, either way, that's golf. You can't skip golf in this game. You can't skip any of the sports in this game. Cough. Cough. So, you'll see. But yeah, that was okay wind, because it's been a hot minute. It's, obviously I'm not used to golf again. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Taichi in the house. He doesn't give a fuck, look at him. Such a little shit. Thankfully, you do have some decent kids here at the orphanage who say hello to our guest. which is nice. And then Shiro comes back, and Shiro's been beat up by Yoshinori here. Now, here's the best part. Yoshinori here calls Akasaka an old fart. You fuck now. Everybody's happy. Job is done. Day is saved. Congratulations, everybody. We're all happy. Back in the house, question mark? I keep forgetting where to go after this. Is it in or is it out? I think it's in. Side room again? Yes. So, Taichi and Ayako. There's actually neither of their stories right now. This is actually somebody else's that you'll see in a minute. So, Ayako has had her money stolen by one of the kids here at the orphanage. Now, that's pretty serious. So, we're going to get all the kids together, so you want to speak to all of them. We're going to do every one of them in a specific order, and you'll see the amazing walking animations. We're going to get Rihanna down here, who you can get her hitbox from outside of the room. Good PS3 era walking animation. If you think this is peak PS3 walking animation, or just you wait till later. We'll grab those two, Eri and Izumi on the way back. Taichi, not in the house. In the middle of the road. What have we taught you about road safety, Taichi? God damn it. Get back in the house, young man. I'm running animation's so good. I love this game. I love this game so much. Grab the boys on the beach. Or my dudes. Also, you gotta love Kiryu's shirt here. Like, like, Okinawa is a very hot place at, you know, specific times of year, and obviously, when this was set, which I believe was March, it should have been pretty bloody hot. So, you really get that feel that, you know, it's very summery with Kiryu's outfit like this. One more person to get. And they're in the kitchen. It's Haruka. There you go, Haruka. There you go. So, as you can see, you walk inside. This is the reason why, obviously, we go outside. Like, early on. These walking animations are so good. Time to find out who the thief is. So, we're going to dress down all the kids? I wonder. I have no idea who it could be. Now, everybody starts fighting. So, we're going to go back to the scene of the crime, because as you always know, the culprit always returns to the scene of the crime. It is indeed Eri. Shock and horror. Gotcha. Eri was in Ayako's bag, and she runs off. Ayako, in the wonderful PS3 walking animation, goes in to check her bag and finds the money has been returned. Oh boy. It's time to go speak to Eri. Who is over on the beach. I can't remember which side. So then we have a talking with Eri. We say, you know, stealing is bad, and we all have a nice little conversation. Everyone makes up again. Job done. Day is saved. Then we should be getting towards the actual main bit, if I remember rightly. I think there's anything I need to remember in this chapter, do I? No, because locker keys don't spawn in until the next chapter, which is a pain in the ass because there's certain locker keys that we're going to need. But everyone is gathered in the kitchen for another meeting. Another meeting. The same area as LAD. I'm sure that would have been brought up, but no. Plus, she's way too old in LAD to be this Eri. Either way, we fabricate a story saying that we actually dropped the money instead of it being stolen. Therefore, lying is good. That's the lesson to be learned from this. Alright? Anyway, it's time to make dinner. Now I walk to the kitchen. This is the kitchen part. This is the kitchen part. Don't forget that. Because this is the bit where I always forget all the time. So as we walk to the kitchen, Taichi in the house. Taichi says that guy, that Yakuza guy that we fought earlier in the previous chapter, Rikia, he's hanging around. So we're going to go find him. Again, Taichi's a narc. If ever you need to remember something, Taichi's a narc. Alright. So we go down to the beach and quite clearly, he's not here. So we go back to the house. And here he is. So, remember I spoke about Saki, the mute girl who Nakahara took in. Unfortunately, she's gone missing, and her abusive mother has been spotted here in Okinawa. Oh boy. So we think that she may have taken off with Saki, so it is time to go and find Saki, but unfortunately Nakahara is going absolutely apeshit right now, so we gotta calm him down first. Gonna go use the taxi to get over there fast. Please don't fight spawn. Isn't this new route I'm not allowed to use the taxi at some point? I'm fairly certain there's a taxi I have to not take because of money issues in this new route. Or old new route. I'll deal with that when it comes up. I think there's one taxi I'm not allowed to take, and I can't remember which one it is. Anyway, taxis are now actually disabled, despite the fact that we know where Saki is. Saki is in Hatamachi, which is the northern part of downtown Ryukyu. So we're gonna head up there now. Hey, GK. Hope you're doing well. It looks like taxis are here. The taxi we want is not actually accessible. That's a fight spawn. That guy right there. Cheeky bugger. Fight spawns in this game, as I said, they're not too bad. That's actually potentially a fight spawn, that guy. I can't remember. I don't think he is, but thankfully this old lady's cutscene is quite large, so I appreciate her quite a bit. She starts flirting with Rikia because everyone around here does. Hard not to see why. He's a good-looking chap. But now we're going to head north to Hatamachi. We're going to head to the office of the bigger, that's a fight spawn, the bigger Yakuza family that's up here, the Tamashiro family. And these guys do not like the Ryudo family. A little bit of a warring turf between the two of them. That's actually not too bad in terms of fight spawns. There's a fight spawn ahead of me. That guy you can see in front of the club. I'm praying he's not there later on in the speedrun because he's a fuck. There's like only 2 or 3 fight spawns that are bad in this run. That's one of them. But later. Now it's fine. So I'd like to preferably push everyone towards the M store because of that sign that's over there. As I said with the bounding earlier, I didn't mean to do that. He's actually on 1 HP, so I'm just killing him. Kiryu, stomp? No? Okay. Bounding is good if you can bounce the enemies off of, obviously, walls and stuff like that. That's the real reason why you get your damage. Using stuff like furniture in this game is very, very good for damage, as you will hopefully see later on with a specific boss that is an absolute pain in the ass. We've been trying to optimize it for so long. This bit sucks because there's a fight spawn right there. You can get fight spawns right where we have to go. He should normally be here in a second as well, but the nice thing is, you can see he's just walking back there. Cutscenes don't despawn fight spawns in Yakuza 3, by the way. That's important. The nice thing is, we're not going to go very far. This is the Tamashiro family office, and unfortunately, Saki's notebook is outside of it. You might recognize this guy. It's good old Kamiyama! Now, Kamiyama's going to do us a hot solid and give us the worst weapon in the game, which in the speedrun is actually really useful. Thanks, Kamiyama. Appreciate it. But this is Kamiyama's weapon van. That's going to be important later on. I've got to be very, very careful to make sure that I use it at the right time. Love his laugh. It's just so creepy. You would think that a guy that deals with weapons from a van is probably pretty creepy. You have to be careful because the fight spawns respawn when you come out of Kamiyama's weapon van. You can have one right in front of the office. Anyway, set piece time. This is where the run starts to get its first big wall. So ideally, unfortunately it's not happening too much here, ideally we would be able to push them towards these lockers so I could start hitting on the lockers before this. Unfortunately none of them went that way, which is not too bad because I still took care of them pretty quickly. So at this point, we are going to be heading upstairs. Now at some point, I am going to have to grab some items to sell later on. So I'm probably going to grab a couple of these healing items here just in case. But I don't remember if I have to grab all of them in this set piece or not. I do know there's at least one healing item I have to get in a certain boss fight. Now, these lockers take a little bit to kill because obviously we don't have double finishing blow. We do not have the EXP for double finishing blow just yet. We will have enough for it in the next chapter. Make sure you do your QTs here, so obviously you stop an extra fight. If you get taken in that room, you have to kill all the enemies in that room, obviously. Thankfully, we aren't going to do that. Also, don't forget, folks, LAD's soundtrack came out yesterday. I've been listening to it. I love it. The full version of bloody Nabe Party Mafia version. Whoa. That's the good shit. That's the good shit. This fight, if we can get a good angle, can go very, very fast. There is a couple of large lads in this fight, but it's not actually too bad. There's, if we can get them to a right place on the left, there is a chair that we can bound them into, which does a lot of damage. Look at that damage I did when I stomped the chair onto the guy on the floor. That's what I mean by the bounding damage that you can get. The bounding damage off of knocking that guy into the wall killed him. And see the extra damage that I got there off of bouncing that guy off the wall. And we finished by the door. This is unfortunately one of the harder fights in the entire run, so I'm going to have to concentrate hard on this fight, I'm afraid. So for Tamashiro, we're going to throw him into this corner. And hopefully get him in an infinite. I'm going to take my time with this one, because this is very easy to let Tamashiro have the corner. The two corners actually act differently, the plant and the safe. You do not want to let Tamashiro up after a certain point. I also do not want him to break out the corner. I will have to try and get him back in the corner or into a different corner. That's bad. If he starts getting up, just do the single. This is all to skip his Feel the Heat, which is a very, very long set of QTs. It's been a very, very long time since I've had to fight Tamashiro. He wants up. That's bad. Okay, that's fine. As long as I get this combo off. Yep. Do not let him up again. If we get him up again, we're in trouble. You can delay that a little bit, which is nice. There's the timing. Found you. But you can see that he keeps trying to escape as well from, like, the actual, like, corner, which sucks. Yeah, I know, that's not gonna work. This corner is a little harder to deal with Tamashiro in. That's why I like the other corner with the safe and plant a bit more. Good fight. For a D-Rust, I am happy with that. It wasn't the best fight, but for a D-Rust, I'm exceptionally happy with that. Also, here's Daigo. I actually golded that chapter. Okay, that's a legit gold, I believe. Let me make sure I'm not, you know, on my average. Oh, I'm on my PB. Cool. So, voiced cutscenes, as you know from Yakuza 4. You have to spam X to get through. That's an actual legit gold. That's an actual legit gold. I'm very happy with that. I'm very happy with that, especially for a D-Rust. It wasn't good golf, and it wasn't the perfect Tamashiro, but for a D-Rust Tamashiro that I've not touched in months, I'm very happy with that. Very, very happy with that, actually. So, no complaints from this side. Very nice. Very, very nice. But for those of you... I hope you can understand now why I said I have to concentrate on that. I let Tamashiro up once, not ideal. You can let him up once to go into second phase, and that's it. If you let him up again, he does a long QTE that is actually better to fail, and then he goes into his Feel the Heat. All of that combined can lose you up to like 30 to 45 seconds. It's a massive time loss. So I hope you can understand why I said I had to concentrate for that fight. That's a fight you have to concentrate for. It's one of the harder fights at the start of this game, but it's also one of the harder fights at the start of the speedrun as well. So as I said, Chapter 4 is also more filler with the kids. As we wake up, here comes the best member of the orphanage. Dog! Dog! This is Mame! Mame just turned up one day. Now Mame's gone. So Taichi and Koji are going to try and run after the dog. Not going to do very well at it. And there's actually speed tech coming up. Actual speed tech. Woo. We'll have speed tech here. So, Izumi and Mikio Mikio, obviously the Ryudo family, they're going to head off to try and find the dog. As we leave, domo domo. This is your weapon master for Yakuza 3. This is Yonashiro. Yonashiro will teach you certain actual weapons and allow you to use them. Stuff like, I believe, tonfas, nunchucks, and I want to say pole arms, but I might be wrong with that. You can learn from him if you want. We're not going to. For the dog, we're going to do things very, very specifically. We used to go to the left and do a sub-story. That's the thing that's getting really fucky-wucky in my mind right now. I've got nothing better to say than that. Fight spawn on the left there. These three walking are a sub-story. Avoid them. Bad fight spawn. Very bad fight spawn. Because I need to go back here. Now, this guy's going to be here when we're done here. Because I need this item here. This fight spawn to the right is very, very bad right now. Okay, we're good. Now, please no blocking the street. I swear to God. The sub-story isn't a problem here. Good. You can have a fight spawn at this car and at the pole on the right. If that happens, it is impossible to get down the street. And I mean impossible. So, fuck you, Yakuza 3 spawns. This is the worst one. So this is the worst one. We didn't have a single one. There was one bad fight spawn in that whole bit. That's not too bad. The chase sections in Yakuza 3, they're a bit more free-flowing than the others. Unlike Yakuza 4, you don't get a speed boost for jumping, so don't do your jumping. We're going to be chasing down old Mame. Now, we are going to be cutting corners a lot. As you can probably guess, cutting corners makes things go faster. It's like a racing game, you know? You want to stick to your lines. Whee! So, Mame's gonna stop at this building. He's protecting this building. This is where his old owner lived before they died. So, Izumi really wants to make friends with Mame and take Mame back to the orphanage. We're gonna have to figure out what dogs like. Here's the thing. In this next option, there are 4 options. 3 of these things are tangible items you can get in the game. The 4th one, bone, is not. And this is why we're grabbing it. Before we leave, go over here. Going to first person. Locker key. This is for a shotgun. Yeah, I said it's for a shotgun. Why? I didn't stutter. So, here's what we do. You're supposed to go to both of the convenience stores in town and ask them about the bone. Here's the fun fact. By going in and out of this convenience store, it counts as a fresh instance for some bloody unknown reason. So this guy that we literally just asked 10 seconds ago if they had a bone doesn't remember that we asked him if he had a bone. That's time save number 1. There's a bigger one coming up now. It was Tap who found all of this, by the way. We're going to speak, and once again, we're going to pick the option of bones. Same one. At which point Kiryu's going to say, well, that's stupid. It's obviously not a bone. At which point, Kiryu bends back over and says, you know what? I don't think this is going to work. You've skipped a big, long back and forth here, and we're about to do it again. Because we need to refresh the map for the next part of this sub-story. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the Mahjong parlor. Gotta love Mahjong. Unfortunately, we are not playing Mahjong. We are just leaving Mahjong, because when we leave the Mahjong parlor, you spawn just inside of the area where the cutscene is. A bunch of Yakuza, a bunch of the Tamashiro family come around to hassle the dog, and the dog saves Izumi and saves the day, and now the dog's our friend and we're off. Good job, everybody. That's like 4 of the kids dealt with out of the 9 of them. Only a couple more to go. Now it's time for racism. I wish I was joking. No, there is racism in this video game. We did not teach these kids well enough, but we're about to. So, as we get back, we see Ricky standing outside. Mitsuo here is training to be a professional baseball player. He wants to go to the cinema with Rihanna. He has a bit of a crush on her. Rihanna doesn't want to go with him. So which, these 2 idiots, and by these 2 idiots I do mean these 2 idiots, think that it's because of his fashion sense. From these 2. So we're going to go and get some clothes for him. So we get told by Mihara where to go and buy some clothes. And in this bit, this is the old new route where I have to remember to pick up a specific locker key. Otherwise, I'm in trouble. Otherwise, I'm in big trouble. Now, the remaster... There's a fight spawn right there. Ooh. The remaster is very, very good. I'm too far away, aren't I? Yeah. The remaster is very, very good. Are you fucking with me? Are you fucking with me? There you go. You have to be really close to lock keys in this game, I forgot. The remaster in the West are very, very good because, as you'll see, there are sub-story markers. We're going to go full America. Full America. Sunglasses and the American t-shirt. Doesn't matter, they're still the same price, whatever you get. We're going full America today, folks. Now, the fight spawn's still the same, so we know exactly where they are. We know there's one just ahead of us up there. Want to avoid the sub-story on the left there. But the Western version of this game added sub-story markers. The Asian version of the remasters didn't have these sub-story markers. At least not originally. So, good stuff. Don't have to remember where the sub-stories are. That's some good shit. So, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to go full America. We're gonna get Mitsuo out for a great master plan here and dress him up in the clothes we bought for him. Ladies and gentlemen, patriotism, yeehaw, cake owner, etc. America. Fun fact, this shirt is actually a pre-order bonus for Yakuza Dead Souls for Kiryu. I wish I was joking. I'm not. Happy 4th of July, even though it's Valentine's Day. So, unfortunately, Rihanna has turned down the pinnacle of fashion right here. I don't know how that happens. And we're just going to have to go. We actually leave for this next part. We've kind of realized that meddling in this is probably a bad thing. But Rihanna's going to stop us as we leave. And say that we should make lunch together, because Haruka's gone out to get groceries. I don't know how this works. She's gone to get the food. Anyway, Kiryu's apparently a good chef. That's fair enough. Apparently he's not a great chef, but he's a good chef. That's fine. So, as we leave, Rina is going to say something exceptionally unforgivable and somewhat very racist. And she's going to run off. Taichi in the house. Once again. Fucking Taichi. So, Rihanna's run off, and Mitsuo's also run off somewhere. So we're going to head into town to go and attempt to find them. I think this is the one where I don't taxi. This is the one where I don't taxi, right? Yeah. Same fight spawn. Interesting. So I should be good going up here. Unless there's one in the way, which would be bad. You see ahead of us there's Mitsuo. Again, you can have a fight spawn right here in the way before the actual cutscene marker. So the fight spawn here and the fight spawns in front of Mame are like the worst ones. So Rihanna is going to hang out with other people or other kids who actually make fun of the burn on her arm that obviously her mother gave her before, you know, she gave her up. And now everyone's happy again. And Mitsuo saves the day. And now Rihanna's not racist either. Good job, everybody. Now, did you all enjoy golf? I hope you all enjoyed golf, because, ladies and gentlemen, time for more sports ball! Koji's entire shtick is, let's go play baseball. That's it. That's his entire character arc. I don't know what you wanted from me. Actually, he has a bit more of a bigger one, but it's time for more sports ball! It's time for baseball! Even Mame's getting in on the action. But whilst everyone goes to the beach, we are going to be seeing a brand new kid. Rise, I need you to never ever say that 3-letter abbreviation ever again. That is actually a slur. So I'm going to be timing you out for that, but please never ever, ever use that abbreviation for Japan ever again. That is an actual slur. I know most people don't realize it's a slur, so I'm just trying to tell you right now that it is a slur and it's a big slur. Also, look at Taichi's face in this. He's a little gremlin. Look at him. What is that face? What are you doing? What is your problem, Taichi? Now, baseball here is an interesting minigame. You can't skip it, much like golf. Yakuza 3 doesn't have skippable minigames for some reason. But there's speed tech to this. We want to not hit the ball perfectly. You have to hit the ball, but you want to hit the ball either late or early to make that cutscene get skipped way earlier. But if you must refer to Japan, do not use that three-letter abbreviation. Either use just JP or JPN. Like, either one works. But that one that you used is an actual racist slur. So just to warn you for the future, do not use that again. I know you didn't do it maliciously, but it's also a warning for everybody else is don't use that three-letter abbreviation. That is a slur. But again, most people don't realize that it is. And again, I get it. Like, you wanna abbreviate it to make it easier. Just be even lazier and cut out the middle letter. Be even lazier and just use JP. Use JPN or JP. Be lazier. Simple as that. That's just a warning to yeah, as Team Rival says, that's the reason why it is an actual racial slur, and it's used these days as a racial slur. So just it's not a bad timeout as in, you know, you fucked up. It's a timeout just to get out of chat and say to people, you know, just for warning for the future, because obviously we play a lot of Japanese games. Please do not use that three-letter abbreviation, because that is a genuine racial slur. And for the thing is, for most people don't know that it is a racial slur. And that's the thing about it, is just telling people, hey, this is the reason why it's bad, so please don't use it in the future. And once you know that, you know, everything's cool. Because I know that most people that use it don't use it in that connotation. But it's ironic to tell you, just be even lazier and just use one less letter. Use one less letter and you're not using a racial slur. Either way. Yeah, camera is a bit funny after last baseball here. It's fine. So, am I supposed to leave? Yeah, I am. Yeah, I thought so. My memory is really bad. I thought the actual cutscene bit was earlier. Either way, the new kid that we were playing with, he's collapsed on the floor. Here comes his mother. Oh god, this jackass is back. And here's the best part. Akira really had some fun, and his mother is really controlling, as you can probably guess. And Akira is gonna go off on a rant and then say that, guess what? The teacher's son's bullying him as well! Get fucked, idiot! Bye-bye! So there we go.
Bye-bye!
Bye-bye. Everyone's happy! Day is saved! Fuck that teacher, he's a pain in the ass. And I think that's it for this chapter. Kind of. Almost. We're gonna go shopping with Haruka. In the new baseball route, you have to go a slightly different way. It's actually the thing that I routed a long time ago. Oh, be very careful here. We have to be very, very careful here. We have to stick to this right-hand side rigidly. It's not on our minimap right now. There is a sub-story on our beach. It is Akimoto. If you've ever seen any of the older Yakuza games with their sub-stories, you'll remember Akimoto. It's him and his sister, or wife, lover, sister, half-sister. I don't know with those two, if I'm being brutally honest. That's a fight spawn in there. I'm going to have to go the long way. That's a shame. I should have taxied, actually. There's a fight spawn outside the way I need to go. It's this guy. Thankfully, he's a large lad, so he should be very easy to avoid. Just by taking him around this way. This is not the way that I want to go. It's the longer way, but unfortunately, there was a fight spawn in the way where I had to go. And it's a lot harder to avoid that one than it is ones over here. That's where I want to go this way. See, there's no fight spawn over here. On the way back, I'll use the taxi to save a lot of time. So, Haruka's supposed to go shopping. She tells us to go upstairs. We're going to go upstairs and wait for Haruka. Like so. Good. Speed tech, baby. I don't know why baseball is so popular. Mind you, I wouldn't be able to tell you why cricket is popular in the UK. I don't like cricket. I think that cricket is a terrible sport, and it's very boring. I think that baseball is better than cricket, but we don't get baseball here. We just get shitty-ass cricket. If I spawn good. I've definitely saved a little bit of money with not taxing at least once, but I'm going to probably lose time because it's a fight spawn. And it's time to go back to Kamurocho. This is where things are going to get a little more busy, a little less filler. Hey. But first, it's Mac! Hope you'll remember good old Mac. This is the first time that Mac turns up officially in the Yakuza series. He is, of course, your Revelation Master for 3, 4, and 5. We all love Mac. Mac's a fucking legend. Now, in Yakuza 4, you can skip the revelation. In Yakuza 3, you can't skip the revelation, for better or worse. Which, speaking of, you get to see a little bit of a cameo right here. Oops. Thankfully, the camera pans right over. I have to make sure I do the actual bits correctly here. Thankfully, it's all QTE, so it's not a problem. Hello, folks. It's Illusion. Might be coming to an LED speedrun near you soon. Not quite sure if Tom's new route has him in or not. I'll find that out. The first option is the correct option. Your options in the next bit, it's not always the first option, but it's always the same one every single time. You have to do this bit correctly or the game tells you to do it again. Pain in the ass. This is the only revelation we get because it's unskippable. We don't need any revelations in any of the speedruns, unfortunately. Which is a shame, because that's why we're upset, obviously, the Yakuza 4 revelation is skippable, because the Yakuza 4 one is really good. Bye, Mac. We'll be seeing you a lot sooner than most people might expect. So, Taichi wants us to do a sub-story. No. What we're going to do is, before we leave, we're going to head over the road. We're going to go over, get an email from Mac, telling us about the revelation in town. We're going to look up here, get this locker key, turn around. Avoid those three on the right. They are a sub-story. Avoid this lady here, which is a sub-story. She actually teaches you how these lockers work, which, you know, I already know. So, we want ourselves the expulsion. Oops. The Shadow Blade. That's our new addition. Or this kind of addition. The double action revolver. And a blackjack amulet. I think you can tell where this is going. And with this, we leave. Now, thankfully, again, the fight spawn's going to be exactly the same, so we know there isn't one here, which is good, which means we can just go straight over to the taxi. Thankfully, there's a nice little pathway between all the traffic. Thank you very much. And now we go to Kamurocho. Fight spawn, there's what I think that guy on the left might be a fight spawn, but I'm not 100% certain of that. And there'll be a new option for Kamurocho, which is Okinawa Airport Station. Okay, so I just have to make sure that I get double finisher. Yeah. Double finisher is what we want to put on here. And we want to equip two weapons. We get a little bit of a cutscene showing off all of our big antagonists coming up. Kanda, Hamazaki, and Mine. So upgrades. We're going to do tech. We now have enough EXP, as you'll see in a second. It's very, very tight. As you can see, we've got 20 points left for double finishing reward. Very, very tight. I'm going to go to our items. I'm going to equip my thing and my thing. And then we're going to go to Stardust. This, somehow, still around, is the Nishikiyama family. This is Hasabe. Their patriarch is a guy called Kanda, who you may have realized I just mentioned. You'll see him soon, don't you worry. So, left D-pad is what I gotta remember. I'm gonna lose time in this split, I think. We're gonna take care of all the ads first. We want the ads out of the way. They want to buy out Stardust. So obviously, this is Kazuma family turf. No. Good starting combo. Didn't hit anybody. Brilliant gameplay. Just ignore Hasabe for now. We don't actually need to do any damage to Hasabe. But we do want to do a full combo against everybody else to be able to obviously take them down. Should have done a follow-up attack there, but that's fine. Can you do me a favor and not Hasabe? This is actually kind of bad, not gonna lie. Very bad, actually. And with Hasabe, gone. Gone. This is a little look at how this speedrun is going to go in about an hour's time. So one revolver is enough damage to take out an entire 2 HP bars worth from an enemy. which is a bit of a shame. We have to get him. So for the most part, later on, we're gonna have specific gun math to be able to get certain enemies down to 2 HP bars or just over 2 HP bars, so they don't go into their field of heat, so that we get to shoot them a bit more. Yes. That's how this works. Gun math PhD. I'm not sure if that fucked up my webcam, so I'm just gonna remove my webcam for a second. It's all good, right? As I said, most people don't know that it actually is. That's why I wanted to just get it out of chat, obviously, because obviously it's a thing. But like, that's the thing. That's the reason why I tell people, you know, I never ever like think that people are using it maliciously, because you know when people are using slurs maliciously. Like, you know when people are. Like, it's very, very obvious. But literally, it's for most people, because of the fact that, you know, it's a bit of an older slur, most people don't know, which is why I like to explain it and just say, hey, this ain't good. Please be lazier with your acronyms. Which most people are just like, oh yeah, cool, I'll just be lazier. I'll just use JP, easy peasy. For this bit's interesting. We are going on a specific pathway, because we want to take a little bit of a detour. Coming up is gonna be a fairly nasty boss, because this can go very, very wrong for reasons that I'm not quite sure why. I really hope it doesn't. So, we want this locker key. Would you believe this locker key in this popo is also for a, a shotgun? Again. Reminder that Utsunomiya Bob is the person who puts all the locker keys around, so, Bob, you got some explaining to do. You've got a lot of explaining to do, my friend. Basement of that shotgun is, terrifying. Anyway, we're being led on a specific pathway. You'll see there's a policeman down the end there and a policeman down the end here. We're being led into this little dark alleyway. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Richardson.
Let's go.
He is British. Nice. First hit, good. You're locked onto him, aren't you? I want to ideally push him towards a wall to bounce him here, but it's... No, it missed him. Damn it. This is what I hate about this fight. If it misses him, obviously there's an extra step in the process. I do not want him up for his field of heat. Really, video game? Really, video game? You gonna do this to me again? Trouble is, the ads here are a pain. Yeah, fuck it. Terrible fight. So that's the problem that can happen, is that Kiryu, for some reason, despite the fact that I'm in front of Richardson and the fact that I'm locked onto him, will fucking turn his aim and aim 180 degrees behind him. Do I know why he does that? Do I bollocks? I do not know. Nice, I wanted to make sure I hit this guy so he went into the bikes, because the bikes are going to do all the damage in that fight, because obviously bounding and bouncing enemies off of, like, weapons and walls. So I'm going to probably lose a bit of time in this fight as well, because that wasn't a good fight. But we just got jumped upon by a whole load of guys in black suits, and now it's time for Kiryu to be vaguely racist as well, because we're going to see this other guy in a black suit. Looks very familiar. Kiryu. We've just seen the guy, Kiryu, literally 10 minutes ago. It's clearly Mac. It's our best bud Mac, Kiryu. This is actually a tutorial for the other chase section. So there's multiple different chase parts, whereas this one we're actually taking on the person. What we're going to do is we're going to actually go along this pathway, because that's going to make the person we're chasing speed up. We want to hit the man in black at least once. I think once is good enough for this chase part. And as you can see, because we can keep up with them, they're just going to go as fast as they possibly can. We're obviously not going to be jumping over stuff or doing any of this. And then when we are told the tutorial can end, then we do the last step after that. But it is obviously Mac. That is very important for the rest of the speedrun, that I make sure I open up the weapon ban. If I don't open up the weapon ban, we're going to be losing a metric fuck ton of time, and in fact the speedrun is probably not going to be completable. So, you know. Because here's the thing, right? This weapon van that we're about to open up, there's a little bit of a ruling behind it. So, Kamiyama tells us his shop is open here in Kamurocho, which, yes, it is. It's right here. So, we got to go over to Beam, which is up here. Now, this weapon van has a very weird rule to it. You can open it up whilst on sub-stories or during story segments. But there is a specific NPC who refuses to let you open up this weapon van. Oh, wait. Very important I do that. I almost fucked up. There's a very specific NPC who will not let us do this if we're with them. You'll see who that is coming up in a bit. I'm gonna go into Bantam real quick. I'm gonna go grab this locker key that's over here. We'll see what this is for in a second. What's my time like? I might actually save some time in the chapter, which begs the question, how did I fuck up Richardson that badly in my PB? Try and avoid the stairs for now, because we're going over to the coin lockers. And cut this corner at the very least. Again, watch out for fight spawns. You get fight spawns right outside the coin lockers. Again, freeze fight spawns aren't, like, really bad, but they can be a little nasty. So, 41, which is a shotgun, as we said. And the one that we just picked up from Bantam, number 23, which is another blackjack amulet. Again, I think you can see where this is going. Equip staff, which is hotkey card for me, and the new shotgun. Good. Keep a revolver on. Revolver's important. I'm using that soon. Or we're using it again soon. I know it's got no ammo, but don't worry about it. And then we go upstairs. Actually, I'm going to lose time. Never mind. My records in this chapter was bad. Never mind. Cool. Yeah, he's American. He's American, but I think his voice actor is like I think his actor is like someone called like either Charles or Donald Glover, not related to the super famous one. But the actual voice actor is, I believe, British. So, shrug. But yeah, bad Richardson fight. So, Chapter 6. Unfortunately, whilst we were having a lovely dinner with Kashiwagi, wine got all over our suit. It looks a little bit like Kashiwagi's blood. Whoops. There was also a helicopter shooting bullets. Who knows what could have happened. Either way, now I'm going to get tutorialized for the next chase sections. These are the reverse chase sections where we're being chased instead. This one sucks. To put it bluntly, this one absolutely sucks. We gotta escape the police. Now, if we knock into an enemy... Now, you might think by doing that, we can despawn civilians the same way with the camera trick. You actually can't, which sucks. Avoid this guy on the left. Okay, to the right. Do not walk into pedestrians. That's the trick. The problem is, as you can see, the remasters spawn in way more pedestrians. Way more pedestrians. Which make these chase sections way harder. It's one of the only bits that the originals are actually better in the speedrun than the actual, obviously, remaster. The remaster is better in pretty much almost every other way. But this bit literally sucks. I don't normally jump there, but I wasn't sure of my angle with that policeman. Ideally, you don't want to jump because jumping is slow. Other than some, like this one. That one you do want to jump. That's our chase section done. We're going to get saved by good old stupid sexy Dante. Now, Dante is going to take us to a secret hideout. You'll never guess where that is. If your first answer was Serena, you're correct. So, you're supposed to walk in these sections with the policeman. With Dante, we need to stick with Dante despite knowing where we have to go, otherwise the game will pull us back. Also, if the police sees us, that's also a almost game over. So we're going to try and push Dante along. Some bits, though, you can just run. Whee! So at certain points, we are going to be trying to push Dante forward. As you can see, it's very hard because you push him side to side. You have to be very careful, because if you push Dante certain directions, he's going to move away from his scripted path and take longer to go around corners like that. So sometimes you don't actually want to push Dante at all. So I pushed him back a slight tiny bit there. It's very, very hard to push NPCs the right way in this part. Good music, let's go. Policeman up ahead. This one you have to walk for. There is no avoiding this guy. And here's the thing, everyone else has probably guessed this as well. I don't know why Kiryu just doesn't take off the jacket that has the blood stain on it. Yeah, see how he got stuck there? I tried to push him a little bit faster. Oh, you fucker. Dante. I know you can go faster here. Come on. Come on, bud. Come on, bud. This bit sucks because there's no way to properly despawn all the civilians here. So, you're always going to get like a couple of civilians that block Dante's path. Place one on the left and then we should be good. Don't have to worry about the policeman in this bit. Oh look, the hideout was Serena this entire time. Alright, so we're gonna get a little bit of background info on all of our major antagonists. This is Kanda! Kanda we're gonna go and deal with next. He likes giving massages to women. He's a weird one. He's also voiced by the same voice actor as Nagamo in Yakuza 6, and weirdly enough, Rikia in this game is also the same voice actor as Yuta in Yakuza 6. So there you go. But Mine is pretty much the guy who works under Kanda, despite the fact that Mine is clearly very much more ambitious than he is. This is Hamazaki, the only person that you will not be fighting in this game. Except most people don't realize you can fight Hamazaki in this game. You can actually fight Hamazaki in this game. There is a Hamazaki fight. It is not part of the main story. It is actually part of the virtual inner fighter stuff. But Hamazaki does have a fight there. Very weird, that. Very, very weird, that. Oh, shit, I don't remember which were the options. I think it's both the bottom option for this bit. Anyway, we're going to leave. We're going to get a phone call from Rikia, who's going to be angry at us because we left the Kamurocho without him. Because, you know, we didn't want him to get into trouble with us here. But, he's kind of already here. So, we tell him to try and find a tall building, because obviously we want him to find, like, the Millennium Tower or something like that. Revelation on the left there. Tai-Hai Boulevard? Yeah. It's the bottom option for both. There are fight spawns here. We do have to be careful. As you can see, there's a lot of civilians. Taichi's conversation here spawns in all these civilians. This is one of the problems with the remaster. The remaster spawns in way more NPCs, as you can see. Way more NPCs. It becomes impossible to see where the fight spawns are. Be very, very careful and good luck. Now, if you answer the wrong answer here, you do have to go a lot further. So, you want to make sure it's the right one. Shichifuku N. The bottom option. It's always the bottom options, which is good. Thanks, Taichi. I've gone into so many fight spawns out there. Fight spawn on the right is fine. Even if it sees us, it won't catch up to us. Again, if you see me panning my camera, it's to see if there's fight spawns ahead of me. Because fight spawns ahead of me can be a problem. This is one of the only other places where the actual original Western version of Yakuza 3 is slightly faster than remaster. That guy in the corner who's looking this direction, he's a sub-story that was one of those sub-stories that was cut out of the original Yakuza 3 in the West. Weirdly enough, I don't know why, because this sub-story actually deals with a certain somebody from Yakuza 1. If you've ever seen K1 speedruns, you've probably heard of my absolute disdain for a man named Hirata of Peace Finance in the first chapter. This actual sub-story deals with it, because Hirata is right there behind us in this picture. This picture was obviously taken in the Millennium Tower explosion, or the thing that happened with Kashiwagi, just the last chapter. So, one of the problems of Taichi. Yeah, not the last. Taichi a shit. I like the kid, but goddamn Taichi's a shit in the speedrun. As you will see. Damn it, Taichi. So as you can see, all of this will obviously get cut out of the original if you're running on the original. But the thing is, the remasters run at 60 FPS and have no load times. Or like very, very, very little load times. So for that little benefit of not having that conversation, you don't get any benefits, because the PS3 version still takes you like 3 hours. So the guy in the front here, we're gonna give him a little bit of a chiropractic lesson. because, you know, he doesn't look like he's got good posture. I don't look like I got good posture. So, we're just going to take him and wrap him around this tree. Fix his spine up a little bit, you know? Again, if I can bound this guy off the wall, it's good. If not. Again, ideally, multiple hits is great here. Obviously, bounding enemies off the walls and objects. I'm not doing a very good job of it right now. That's good. Not a great fight. Ending was a bit better. Yes, there's pliers you can use there. Yes, there are pliers. So we get told that Kanda has taken a lady back to a love hotel for a massage. I know what that sounds like. He does actually genuinely give them massages. You want to take this lady back for a massage. It's an actual genuine massage, not indecent acts. Kanda's weird. Kanda's very weird. So for this Valentine's Day, we're going to a love hotel with Ricky. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. We're obviously off there to go beat up Kanda, but I've got to remember where... I've got to remember the doors he's in. Ah, shit. This is gonna be an interesting one. Okay. M1985. M1985. Get drink in fight. Understood. So Ricky just spins on the spot, as you do. Time for set piece. So, for this first fight, we're obviously going to be trying to punch enemies into the wall if possible, because that does very good damage for bounding. That missed somehow, I don't know how. The fire extinguisher, also very good damage, as you can see. That guy got taken out completely. Decent fight. Decent fight, I'm okay with this. So, I know floor 6 is the first one. I'm hoping it comes back to me when I get to the floor, because I don't remember. We're going up to floor 6. It's this one, 604, 603. Kanda is always in the same room, every single time. Now, this bit is a pain in the ass, because you don't have to take care of the enemy, but there are enemies blocking the way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build my heat up real quick, get my staff out, and hit this guy. Shit, too close. Oh my god, the guys with the... I forgot how aggressive they are. Fuck, that's such a time loss. You have to be very careful. Now this guy's going to be in the way as well. You just want to take care of the guys to the sofa. You don't want to take care of the other guys at all. Should be floor 4, because we never go to floor 5. And this should be the one at the very end on the right. 401. 406. And the last one should be floor 7. The closer one of the two. Now, once again, as you'll see, there's another set of enemies right in the way, so build heat. That may get rid of it too fast, so I'm just going to have to take one of the healing items, which I don't want to do. But I should have enough. Should have. I really do not want to take one of those, but... because I need to sell those later on to have enough money. But as long as I get a drink in the next fight, we should be fine. Floor 7, as I said, one more door, which should be this closest door right here. 704, Kanda not found. And there he goes. This is also, much like the Tamashiro fight, a kind of frustrating fight. There's no real consistent way to fuck Kanda up. Kanda has massive hyper armor. Kanda sucks. I'm gonna grab this healing item first. Come here. So I'm gonna sell that. So at some point, he's just gonna get massive amounts of hyper armor. So again, I'm trying to push him towards, obviously, all the furniture if possible. Because the furniture, as you can see, is insane amounts of damage. I'm surprised he actually stayed down for that. There you go, he's not going to stay down anymore. So, this is the problem part. I don't think that's enough damage, which is bad. This lad literally just fucking yoinks this disc off the wall. You can actually skip the second one of these. This is what we're aiming to do here. Why didn't that hit my QTE? What the fuck? That was weird. That's not good. Wait. Nah, it's not enough. Didn't do enough damage in the first place. That sucks. That sucks. That's gonna lose me a big chunk of time. Thank you for working this time. Yeah. Didn't do enough damage in the first place. The nice thing is you beat him before that second disc breaks because he has a very, very, very long cutscene during the end of that fight. And obviously if you can kill him in time, you don't have to sit through that cutscene, which is good. This is the part, oh fuck. This is the part I was supposed to check the notes on, and I didn't. That's bad. Shit. Is it just the expulsion, or is it the thing as well? Shit, hold on. Yakuza 3. My notes don't have it. I'm very certain it's both. I'm just gonna double check and make sure. Nani? It's a fight.
Nani?
Yeah, I don't care. It's fine. All three guns. Okay, so it's actually all three. I didn't realize it was all three now. Damn. Anyway, we're going to Kanrai with Rikia. I want to make sure we split the bill. We split the bill. We pay less money, which is important. Cool. And then we're going to get asked here whether we want to go around town with Rikia. If you go around town with Rikia, you can get yourself a trophy or an achievement, of course. We're not going to do that because we want to go fast because of speedrun. Go separate ways. Yeah, he really does. Rikia just goes absolutely crazy if you say it's your treat. Fine, go from Dante. So to end the chapter off, there's a little bit before action. You can tell there's obviously another 2 minutes left. We have to go back to Serena. But we're going to make a little bit of a pit stop on the way to Kamiyama's shop, which is up in this little alleyway. So down we go, and around, and there we go. Kamiyama. So reload all 3 guns. That's what my thing says. Oh yeah, of course you do, because, yeah, that makes sense, because we use them all against everybody coming up. Yeah, we literally use all 3 guns again. Like, we have to. Expulsion over M1985. Cool. So unfortunately, because it's one of the earlier Yakuza games, there aren't that many taxi options available to us. So be careful if fight spawns here, because you can get one here. It does have the lovely Nakamichi taxi, which I've been asking back in the Dragon Engine for like the last 5 games. So Rikia, nope. Well, that's why we tell him to go a separate way. Anyway, you can see that on Serena there is a new icon on the map. This is what's going to cause us to lose like a minute here. We're going to get dragged into a very long side thing. This is the start of the HLA, the Honest Living Association, where basically it's like a bounty program. We go after the nastier Yakuza targets, bring them back, get a shit ton of money. We're obviously not going to do that. Let's do seconds here. Yeah. So yeah, it's a big long introduction. Again, it's like a bounty system. You go, you find the target, you get the target back here, you get money, easy peasy. Like you just go and do a bunch of fights. It's like a bunch of side fights. It's kind of cool. You get some actually like decent fights out of it. You get good money out of it, which is the more important part. But we're obviously not going to deal with it in the speedrun. But unfortunately, it takes us a little bit back over to Nakamichi Alley. So we're now going to have to run back to Serena. This is the problem part, because now fight spawns have changed. And you can get some real nasty ones, like one in this alleyway. Thank God for that. There's one on the right. I can avoid him this way now. Thank you. Try not to get too close to fight spawns. They can automatically start a fight with you. Be very careful. Be very, very careful. There's one on the right. It's fine. As long as you notice them early enough, you can just carry on walking. Anyway. Explosion over around 95. Okay. Anyway, speed to Dante. That ends the chapter. That's literally it. That's the end of the chapter. I'm going to save some time here. Neat. I didn't realize I was, I guess that's the one. I knew I had one chapter that had a big bunch of time save. I think it was that previous one. Because that was not a good candor. It was a very bad candor. Which just goes to show my PB candor must have been even worse. Anyway, unfortunately, Hamazaki has been seen speaking to a certain Tojo individual who goes by the name of Majima Goro. It's time to go find out what old Majima's up to again. Excuse me. I do want to go into items. I want that over that. Good. So we need the 4 shots from that shotgun in the next chapter. It's important. So we're going to run and get a taxi. Again, because it's the old engine, the nice thing is when we're on Showa Street down here, you don't get any fight spawns. There is no fights on this road. So once you get to this fight, you're okay. We still pan the camera because obviously you can still get some civilian spawns and they can still get in the way. But here's what it is. This is one of the shorter chapters in the run. I think it is actually the shortest chapter in the run. I did actually forget to do a menu just then, which I should have done. I guess I'll do it now. We're going to go into Purgatory and looking really dapper. Here's Majima in a suit. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. Now we get S as a finishing, which is important. So we're just going to try and push Majima along because obviously he walks. But as you can see, that's a little bit of a pain in the ass. There we go. That's a good push. Again, he's trying to stick to his pathway. You do have to be careful not to push him backwards as well, because that is a thing you can do. It's a thing I do quite often, and I hate it. Yeah, I'm just going to let him go through, because in that one, I usually push him backwards, so... Come on. There we go. It's a good one. Not a great Majima push. Yeah, not a great Majima push. That's like David Bay being shit out of each other in the Coliseum. Yeah, pretty much. Every single Yakuza game, or most Yakuza games, do have a Coliseum section. This is Freeze. So. Oh, Majima, you are being a pain again. He wants to do his sidestep. I don't want to let him. That's why I'm constantly doing this, which isn't ideal. Let's go for it round. I want to get him under 2 HP bars worth of damage. That's not good. Ah, he's doing the dodge. Okay, I have to let him attack. Come on. Not good. I'm gonna get the field heat. Yeah. I let him up. I'm mad at myself. I'm mad at myself. I completely let him up. So you have to walk forward a little bit. You have to hold forward when you have the shotgun out to do the move. So I messed that part up, and that is another bit I can save time on. So yeah, I'm mad at myself for that. How bad was my PB here? Holy shit! Wow, I still saved time when I messed up Majima. How much time did I just lose in my PB? Wow. Alright, important bit coming up here. Inventory management. Inventory management is actually very, very important here. sounds stupid, but... we will see. So, the florist is still here. He's still maintaining the place. And here's good old Lau Karlong. Yes, Lau Karlong is back, also making deals with Hamazaki. Hamazaki's not a nice person. Wait till Yakuza 4 for his redemption arc, please. Unfortunately, we're going to warn Rikia to be careful of Lau Karlong, and unfortunately it's going to be too late! So, set revolver, M105, and 2 blackjack. It's time for us to go! Gotta save Rikia! I don't know why it gives you the choice, you don't have much choice. This entire chapter's a set piece. Love this music. Music in this chapter's so good. You see an old friendly face on the right. It is Nishida. Telling us the Colosseum is now open. Thanks, Nishida. Not working for Majima for the next all of your entire life. So ideally, we will get to the save point. So I'm going to be putting away everything, item-wise, other than these two and this. Yes. 3 shots? Yeah, 2 and then 1. Yeah, it's fine. It's good. Yeah, 2 and 1 is perfect and the exact amount that I need. Which is good. Once again, Kamurocho Hill is still not built, by the way. Well, what Majima's doing with his time, but nothing good. Okay. I do have the shotgun equipped, right? I don't, do I? No. Okay. So, we're going to start off. This is, usually as I said, every single game has like a set piece in the city. This is the Kamurocho set piece of Yakuza 3. I was hoping to push him to the left where the actual weapons were, but that didn't work out very well. Nice plan. Also, hitting enemies into other enemies, very good for obviously multiple enemy hits. This is not good positioning by me at all. This guy's getting my tits. That should be good. I'll do the Essence of Finisher. Essence of Finishing on these normal enemies is actually pretty good. Didn't mean to do that because I thought he was actually on the ground. Bad starting fight. Very bad starting fight. So, here's the thing about the next couple of bits. There's going to be some enemies with guns. We all know how good guns are in Yakuza games. So what we're going to do is we're going to start fighting these guys. So, 3. 3. Now take his gun and throw it down the road. That's not a good position. Jesus, that's really bad. Take your gun. And instead I'll grab the other one, I suppose. Throw you down the road. Where is the gun gone? Is it gone out of bounds? Because that's really bad if so. I think it's gone out of bounds, you know. Shit. Well, that's bad. That's going to make this slower. That's going to make this much slower. Yikes. Not wrong, Oxy. Alright, so. You're supposed to bring both guns into this. You've got to take care of the officer. Try and figure out which guy here is the officer. You'll never guess which one it is. So, only having one gun is going to make this definitely much slower. This guy loves to, like, actually guard your attacks. So I'm just going to throw him in a corner. Your heat attacks don't actually do that much damage to him, sadly. That was very early on my part. Don't go for the normal ads in this fight, because the normal ads in this fight actually respawn continually. This is not going well. Very much not going well. So, I'm gonna dodge past these guys. Break the fence. For these guys, I'm gonna attack them to build up my heat. I should have picked up the healing. I do not want to break that. I need that. Because we need to hit this guy with it. Because it's very quick, much quicker than the star feat action. This is a not good set piece. As you can probably guess, here's a guy with a gun. Before we take out the guy with the bike, we're going to shoot this guy. Also despawns all the enemies, throw the gun towards him, and take this gun into the fighting arena. Now we have 2 guns. This is what we were supposed to do earlier. Because again, this guy's a pain in the ass. I missed every shot. That's interesting. Never seen that before. Again, try and get him where furniture is. There's some signs and like bikes behind you. Oh my god. I hate this guy without 2 guns. He just guards everything. Fuck you, get on the floor and get heat attacks. Ugh, awful. Awful. This chapter's gonna lose me a bunch of time. I'm definitely playing badly. It's the worst I've played so far this run, which is weird considering this D-Rust has been going quite well otherwise. This chase action, it's a little timed here. Don't want to jump, remember? So, want to make sure you don't miss any hits. Shit, because I missed hits. This is now going to be longer, which is also bad. You can usually stop him before he gets around that corner, but oh well. Okay, cool. Avoid this guy because he likes punching you. Some of these enemies, if you do this enough, you know which ones like to punch you and grab you, like this fucker. Here's a gun. Get gun. Shoot mans. Easy. Easy. Also put the gun on the fence so you do, you know, a little bit of damage to it. This one, don't bother with a gun or bringing a gun because this guy is a normal guy, so punch him into the fence. Take care of him and the fence. Good stuff. Here we do want to take one of these guys' guns, so you'll do. This also fears everybody else, which is good. These enemies coming up are very, very annoying. Nope. These 2. You want to make sure you kill the guy with the gun. Now, these 2 aren't going to despawn, so be careful with them. But I want the gun that was on the ground. There we go. So, remember where the positioning of that gun is, because that's going to be there after this cutscene. Okay. For red shirt guy, here's what we're going to do. Grab the gun. You fucker. That's going to mess me up a tiny bit. I might want to do a tiny bit of damage. Actually, it should be fine. Not too bad. Okay, so. Last boss of this chapter. As I said, this was a really bad place. I'm not surprised I'm losing time. Lao Carlong, who used to be a pain in the ass, but now should be a lot easier. So, shotgun's out. Let's shoot a shotgun. That's the finishing. And then hopefully, you've done enough damage for gun. Now, you want to be careful with pushing him into a corner, because pushing him into a corner can actually make him miss shots. Nice. See that? Just enough shots on the revolver. The revolver does just over 2 HP bars worth of damage. Very good. Very, very good. This is where the run can die. Right here. This is where the run literally could just die. We're at the point. So, much like Yakuza 4, we gotta go do some gambling, baby! So, this isn't as stupidly close as Yakuza 4 gambling is. You have about a 66% chance for this to actually work rather than fail. There is a big chance that it could still fail, though. We're obviously going to go play blackjack. You saw that we had the items, the cheat items that we got earlier. We still have them in our inventory. this is going to be a little awkward. So, there are certain... We want to see the high-stakes gamble in either turns 7 to 9. We do not want to see it on turn 6, which is the earliest it can turn up. So, we want to buy 100k's worth of chips. And we're gonna go play some blackjack. Or poker. I went the wrong way, because this is where it is in Yakuza 4. High rate blackjack. Oh, so. God damn it. So, we're obviously going to be betting the most every single time. We're going to use our cheat item for the first 5. This is going to guarantee that we win. Now, here's the thing. It doesn't guarantee that you win. Because you can draw. You can draw like once. I'm facing something 1,000 max, right? Yes. I can just rebet from this point. So I have to concentrate for a second here. 3. 4. I'm getting very scared here. 5. He's getting a lot of like jacks and kings and queens. So this is the one. Good. We didn't get the high stakes. We now want high stakes to appear at any point from now on. We need the high stakes here, otherwise we lose. I like this. I like this. Needs to be this one. There it is. Good. Now, provided he doesn't draw with us, we're good. Which we're good. Last one. That was number 10. That was the last one the cheat item was available on. So if it happened after that, I would have had to have done the bet manually. But, run continues. That was a little scarier than it should have been. We're going to discard our guns because we're going to go over here, speak to this guy, and get 20 platinum plates. The way that we used to set up the explanation for this earlier used to be more fun when we did a specific sub-story to get a fish and use the money illegally for illegal gambling for illegal guns, but here we are. This chapter is literally called The Plot because there's going to be a whole bunch of Deus Ex plot devices. The entire plot's going to get exposition dumped to us over the period of about 20-minute cutscenes. In the speedrun, that's about a minute. As you do. As you do. Oh, that was close. That was very close. I'm not gonna lie, I was actually starting to get a little worried. But you need 30k in chips. That's why you need the high stakes. Because if you get the high stakes, it gives you enough to be able to obviously get enough chips. If you don't get the high stakes, you have to keep going manually until you get it. And then you have to win that bet. So, good luck. This man is the Minister of Defense, Tamashiro. He's voiced by Solid Snake, but you may also have heard his voice as Adachi in Yakuza Like a Dragon. Same voice actor. Adachi is the Minister of Defense confirmed. So, we're going to take a little bit of a detour. We're going to take our journalist Dante over to meet the Minister of Defense at the Diet Building. This is the last third of Yakuza 3's speedrun, by the way. We're entering into the final phase. We just have to do a little bit of setup for it, as you'll see. There's a revelation. That lady in the box is the revelation. We're obviously going to ignore her. I'm going to go into Ebisu. I'm going to go around here and speak to the dude. We're going to sell all of our platinum plates and all the other healing items that we picked up. That's... should be enough with the... yeah, with the money we have left over from the revolvers, that should be more than enough. We're good. Yeah. We're good. Run continues. We're good. My money isn't a problem in this run. Almost was. Almost was, but we're good. We're good. Picked up more items than I needed. Fight spawn. Ew. So fight spawn see you. You can drag them back like this. It's the only way to really deal with them. And then you have to walk around them because they will automatically auto-aggro back onto you again. So you want to just make sure that you drag them out and then run past them when you have the time to be able to do so. Now the problem is, I know that fight spawn is still going to be there on the way back. Because we're grabbing Dante and we're running back that way. There's a fight spawn down there, actually. I see the guys in the red jacket. So, we could either go back down there or we could go this way now. So I'm going to go this way now. I'd rather not, but because that guy is there, my hand is forced. Oh, excuse me.
Hey, Fruit.
Hello.
How's the run going?
For Diros, it's actually going pretty good, I'd say. We only had really, like, one bad chapter, which was essentially the last chapter. So I would say pretty good. A couple of things here and there which went wrong, but again, on a D-Rust, I'm not surprised. That's a fight spawn. Now, here's the thing. With Dante with us, he won't let you unlock the weapon shop. But if it's already unlocked, he doesn't mind watching us go up to this man and saying, "Hello, my good sir, I would like to buy 13 illegal guns." Thanks muchly. Good policeman. he's a journalist now, it's fine. Hi, Big Guy, but thank you very, very much for the 10 knobs. But yeah, the run is going well. The run is actually going well. One or two bad chapters, but it's fine. So, as you can probably guess, this is the rest of our speedrun now. So, we have to ask Tamiya literally every single thing. You get a cutscene for every single thing, thank God. So, you can actually just skip all of it. This is about 20 minutes of plot exposition. I'm not kidding you. Yakuza 3 isn't exactly light on the plot up until this point, but this is literally where the entire plot gets dumped to you. The entire plot. It's about 20-minute long cutscenes, and it all just comes out here. The CIA is involved. There's a terrorist organization called Black Monday who are involved. Mine's involved. Kazuma's twin brother is involved, who said we had beautiful eyes, you know? Anyway, problems occur. But unfortunately for them, here comes Majima with a dump truck. And unfortunately, even worse for them, here comes me with 13 illegal guns. This is the rest of Yakuza 3's speedrun. Hi. He's outside. Move, please. Hi. Really? I'd like to not lose any bullets if possible. Losing bullets bad. Losing bullets bad because, again, math PhD. This is Yakuza 3 speedrun for the next 30 minutes. I hope you enjoy because we're going to be shooting a lot. Unfortunately, chapter 10 is also the filler chapter. So, Majima just brooding in the background is my favorite part of the scene. It's literally just there being Majima. We're gonna have to head back off to Okinawa and once again spend some quality time with the kids. Now, earlier in the game, Haruka bought our ticket for us. She isn't going to be buying our ticket this time. This is why we need 30,000 yen for story money to be able to get back to Okinawa. It's important. There you go. So there we go. But yeah, this is just a long fillery chapter. We're going to be heading back to the orphanage. Don't mind me spinning there. Didn't mean to do that. Fight spawn in front of us there. Don't worry about him. Also, this is really weird because this is like one of the only times where we go up to this part of the orphanage from the station. I don't know why it spawns us in the closer part here, but I am okay with that. It's really, really weird, but again, I'm okay with that. Unfortunately, this is also one of the points in the run where probably some of the biggest RNG outside of the Blackjack RNG happens. There is a fight coming up in this chapter that is ridiculously RNG, and it is the bane of every Yakuza 3 speedrunner. You'll see what it is when we get there, because the fight is scripted. And you would probably think that, oh, it's scripted, it can't be that bad. Oh boy, can it. It's time for Taichi to go and die. I am joking, of course. Kind of. So Taichi is going to try and wrestle Mitsuo on the beach again. Once again, Poor Mitsuo. Don't know why it's always Mitsuo who keeps getting picked to be Taichi's wrestling partner. Taichi's a shit. Taichi hasn't gone and done the shopping yet. We're gonna go and tell Taichi to sort his act out and stop trying to murder Mitsuo. Says just give him 5 more minutes, but no. We're gonna go back and you're gonna see the best running animation of any running animation you've ever seen from Mitsuo right here. Ignore the fact that he went backwards. Unfortunately, would you believe, with this animation, Taichi's hecking dead. I can't believe it. I genuinely can't believe it. Taichi not in the house. So, Taichi, we take him inside, we call the doctor, and the doctor says it looks like asthma. Taichi's wrestling days are over. And Taichi loves wrestling. Taichi, wrestling is his life. He wants to be a pro wrestler. He's not going to take the news very well. Obviously. Yeah, nice Mr. Insane. Judgment and Lost Judgment are both absolutely phenomenal. Buy those games as well. Absolutely phenomenal. In my casual rankings, Judgment would be S tier. So, Rikia says that we should put on a faked wrestling match because, you know, wrestling is real. God damn it, it's real to me. Man. You run out, you get double text at the same time, don't worry about it. We go back to Morning Glory, and there's a wrestling ring that's been erected on the beach already. This is the RNG fight. This sucks. This abso-fucking-lutely sucks. Ricky Mask. We are going to be Dragon Mask facing Ricky Mask. Ricky Mask is Rikia. You can lose 45 seconds to a minute in this part if Ricky Mask decides to be a giant ass. We have to do specific attacks here. 2 throws. He will always break out the first one. Drop kick. You can drop kick him as he's getting up at the right angle, so you want to do this to make sure you actually get it. Good. Get knocked down on purpose. This is the bad part. That wasn't too bad. Drop kick. And a heat kick. So start a bit. I like to kick him once to stop him from running at me because you can't do a heat attack if he's attacking. That was an okay Ricky Mask. Not a great Ricky Mask, but an okay Ricky Mask. I am okay with this. I have lost 45 seconds to a minute on this jackass in the past. Also, the doctor comes back and's like, hey yo, what did Taichi eat last night? Buckwheat noodles. Oh, he's just allergic to buckwheat noodles. Taichi gets to continue wrestling. The day is saved. Oh no, Haruka's up to no good again. So, Kiryu goes for a moral dilemma of should we spy on Haruka? Yes. Absolutely. So, we're going to go and spy on Haruka and see what she's up to. So once again, we leave via the nice and quick route. We go to certain points in the city. First of all, this way. No, this way. Shit, I went the wrong way. Well, I'm just going to go this way now. I definitely went the wrong way. That's fine. Because this does still lead to where Haruka is, which is... I'm supposed to come back this way. Actually, don't I taxi here? I do, don't I? I do. Yeah, I do. I taxi. Hello, sir. So, taxi up to here. We want to... Haruka was looking at a Help Wanted ad. So, we're going to go and see... It's one of those Help Wanted ads that you see, like, on a signpost. That guy to the left is a revelation. Be careful of the sub-story. 3 guys who are walking around. If you have bad luck, they will be right here. Be careful. Be very careful. See Haruka talking to these 2 shady individuals that give her a envelope. I do like the guy in the pink shirt, though. He's got a good shirt. That's some good fashion sense. Also, despite the fact that we're in Okinawa, we are still in business mode. We still have our Kamurocho suit on. So, you know. Oh, look. It's the sub-story. Fuckers. Just be very aware anytime you're in this part of the city. Anytime you're in this part of the city, that sub-story can be there, and unless you're with Rikia. So just be very, very, very careful. Or Taichi, actually. Or Taichi. Either way, we see that people are doing some business with Haruka. Something's not right here. Something's definitely not right here. Yeah, Ricky Mask is not fun. Ricky Mask is a pain. How's the K1 routing going, Gray? Hopefully it's going well.
Oi.
Yeah, I mean, they're on Xbox as well. But it does suck that they're stuck to consoles. It's obvious as to why they are, but it's a shame. It's a massive shame. Right, so now we're gonna go home. Now we dealt with that, we're gonna go home, and when we go home, we're gonna find that we're having a very, very luxurious dinner. A very expensive dinner, a good dinner at that. Which makes us wonder, how did Haruka afford all this? Something not good is going on, clearly. So, we're going to get to the bottom of this. I mean, who knows? They might do now that... They might do or they might not do now that Nagoshi's gone. Like, you can say that they probably will, considering after LAD they made an action game. They're probably going to go action, turn-based. Right, that's the one cutscene you don't want to hold forward for. I forgot. For some reason, if you hold forward in that cutscene, it sends you backwards. That's the only cutscene that does that. Pain in the ass. Anyway. Story purposes, we're going to go this way. As I said, Chapter 10 is a very big filler chapter. If you think we're done after this, oh, you're wrong. That's a fight spawn. I should have gone to the right next to the card, that's fine. Once again, watch out for the sub-story. If it's here, you're in trouble. Hello, there's Haruka. So, these two lads walk up to her again and are clearly giving her instructions on what to do. So, whilst they spy on Haruka, we're going to spy on them. Definitely not shady individuals. I would like a new samurai spin-off. Like, you can bring Ishin over to the West because Ishin still plays fucking phenomenally. On PS4, Ishin is 60 FPS, no drops. It's amazing. It's a brilliant game. Like, you could easily port that over and put that on, obviously, Xbox and PC as well, which is what I think would be the plan if they ever did bring Ishin out to the West. Kenzan is worse, because Kenzan has not aged well. Reminder that Kenzan came before this. And Kenzan's still fun. Don't get me wrong, I love Kenzan. But in terms of gameplay, Kenzan has not aged well. Kenzan has aged probably the worst out of any of these games other than OG1. OG2's actually aged really well. Surprisingly so. But Kenzan, and with some of its story beat decisions that wouldn't go down well with the age rating boards, it would be a hard sell to bring it over here. So what I'd ideally like to see them do is to localize Ishin and then make a new samurai action game in the Dragon Engine. Instead of, like, trying to do Kenzan. Because Kenzan would probably have to have some nasty cuts in terms of actual content to be able to get to the West, which sucks. Hey look, it's us. Hey look, fake credit cards. If you do this angle correctly, you can kill both of them in one combo. It's fun. I'm going to try and do that right now. Yeah, he just bombed them. But Haruka misheard the others talking about how they've ran out of money, but they weren't talking about the orphanage, they were talking about their own family situation, so, whoops. Gave that Kamurocho? I think so. I think that's what they were working towards with Ijincho. Look at how little Kamurocho is used in Lost Judgment. I genuinely think they're working towards phasing out Kamurocho and having Izazaki Ijincho be the main map. Not to say that obviously it won't be part of other games later on, much like, you know, Certain Bori turns up every so often as well. But listen, if we're bringing back old maps, just bring back some of the ones from 5. Or this. I'd love to see, I would adore to see Okinawa in the Dragon Engine. And not just that little snippet you get in 6. Like, I'd love to see proper downtown Ryukyu in the Dragon Engine. Have it at dusk where the sun is setting, and oh my god, it will be fucking gorgeous. Like, There's a couple of places. I think Tsukumino, for as much as my hatred for it in the Yakuza 5 speedrun is, I think Tsukumino would work insanely well in the Dragon Engine. Like, being able to walk down all of the streets and not have restrictions, I think Tsukumino would work really well. So, honestly, bring back Tsukumino. Like, bring back Tsukumino, genuinely. Like, genuinely. But yeah, I think they'll probably do turn-based action if they carry on with that formula. Side room. Side room. That's what we have to go. I have to go see the side room. Because we've got problems. So, everybody is abusing the fact that Ayako is dependable and reliable. This is what this story's about. This is Ayako's story at last. The snow would be really good as well.
Lad 2 said in a whole new city would be awesome.
No, it wouldn't. Lawful Gig, thanks for 12 months. No, it wouldn't. And they wouldn't do that anyway, not after putting all those resources in to Izazaki Jincho. Izazaki Jincho, like, as a map, is a lot more features than Kamurocho. And you can, I can fully see the argument that it may be a bit too big of a map, but honestly, with the addition of fast travel anywhere, and more importantly, something that they need to bring from Lost Judgment, is a faster method of travel. Be that, obviously, T-posing Ayako, either being, obviously, skateboarding again, or, say, cycling or something like that. You just need a faster method of travel, for sure. I fully agree with that. Izazaki Jincho is actually nice and fun to get around in Lost Judgment. But they would not do all that work on Izazaki Jincho and then just dump it for another new map. Like, no. Having another map as a complement to Izazaki Jincho would work, hence why that works in Lost Judgment, because Kamurocho isn't the main focus. But you go back to Kamurocho once or twice, which, you know, helps to control the plot and helps to, you know, change things up a little bit. Kamurocho doesn't... Yeah, Kamurocho has, I think, 3 sub-stories in it, like, compared to everything else. Like, actually, I don't even think it does. I might be wrong on that one. But... Actually, it does have 3. It has 3, yeah. But Kamurocho is a complement to Izazaki Jincho in Lost Judgment. So that's the only way another map would work. Like, replacing Izazaki Jincho at this point would not be good. So. They did make new maps for, like, Yakuza 5, but the problem, again, the problem is that you can't just put those maps in the new engine. It's not how it works. Like, it really doesn't work like that. They have to, like, if you look at how Kamurocho went from these older games to the Dragon Engine, they had to, like, make some of the streets, like, a lot more wider, for example, for you to be able to fit down properly. Like, it's a lot harder than just saying, hey, let's slap the map into the new engine, because it just doesn't work like that. Which is a shame, because otherwise, you know, slap that map in that engine, let's go. But it's going to be a lot of work for them to, if they want to bring back the maps from 5, which again, I still hope that they do at some point, it's going to be a lot of work for them to do that, which is a shame. Yeah, I think there's with Izazaki Jincho, I think the top part of the map is a bit too sparse. The stuff that was added in Lost Judgment was good. You obviously have, like, the skateboarding stuff up there. But in terms of stuff to do, there isn't much. There's a big congregation of, like, restaurants and stuff in, obviously, Chinatown, alongside, obviously, the Club Sega that's there. That's a good spot there. But then if you look at the entire top part of the map after that, there's not that much. VR Mario Party was helpful in LJ. VR Mario Party is very broken in LJ, by the way. Shit tons of money, and it's also good fun. But again, other than that, there's not much. In LED, there wasn't much in that top part of the map either. So I do agree that the top part of the map should be utilised a bit more. I'd also say the bottom part of the map should be utilised a bit more as well, actually. Like, the very top and the very bottom. I think everything in the middle is pretty good outside the Komi Jewel area, which is supposed to be sparse. Komi Jewel area isn't, you know, a tourist area. But kind of like the areas around the Komi Jewel area could probably do with, like, a little bit more, you know? But the big parts are the very, very top part of the map and also the bottom part of the map. I'm Mary Pie for Lad 2. Provided they don't have it mandatory in the story, and again, they did that in LJ, so I'm happy about that, then yeah, like, Here, we just have to chase Ayako. It's a long chase. She's gonna cheat in this next part. This is like a 12-year-old kid who is outrunning Kiryu, who is a, you know, very fit, and I'm not gonna say healthy considering the amount of cigarettes he smokes, but a very fit person who, you know, does Yakuza work. He somehow can't keep up with a 12-year-old girl who is an Olympic-level sprinter. This is optimal sprinting strats, by the way. See what she's doing? This is clearly how you're supposed to sprint. Now, she's supposed to be out of stamina and stopping at this point, but she's not. She literally erased the sprint bar. She's cheating. Legitimately. Oh, I can't go this way? Shit, I thought you could. That's not good. That's actually really bad. I thought you could jump that. Well, shit. Wow, all the way back here? That's not good. I can now have a giant... I don't know if that was there before. A giant text icon on the top left side of my screen. This wasn't going to PB anyway. I thought you could jump over the left-hand side. That's my mistake. Now, I know there's a bit in one of these chase sections you can jump over, but I thought it was that bit. Oh well. Know for the future now not to fuck around with the Ayako chase. Simple as that. Simple as that. It happens. I hope you've all been enjoying Yakuza 3's run so far. I know with Yakuza 3 there's like a lot of like big bits of downtime in it, which is a shame. Like there's not actually anything we can do about that. There we go. That was literally it. That was literally it. But Yakuza 3 is still a good run. It's still a solid run. Like, the first 2/3 of the run still have, like, very, very good strats. Like, the very start of the run has, obviously, the infinite combos against, like, Tamashiro and Rikyu, etc. Like, they're actually genuinely hard to pull off. The Kanda fight, even with proper strats, is still very hard to pull off. I would probably say the Kanda fight... The Kanda fight, despite the fact that, obviously, you have a shotgun, is probably one of the harder fights in the run, to be honest. Just doing enough damage and not having him start his mid-fight cutscene early is important. The thing that I should have done was I should have attacked him a bit more when he grabbed his first disc, and then I should have got the shotgun out. Because with the shotgun's just nice and simple. The shotgun, you just do damage. Anyway, we can finally go and meet with Tamiya's secretary, who's about to get shot by Joji Kazuma. About time. My gun situation. 415? No, that's actually bad. That's actually bad. Yo, that's bad. There we go. Because I need 715. That's the trick. No, it isn't. I need 315. Son of a bitch. Kazuma doesn't have that much HP. Who am I thinking of? Thinking of Mine. Why am I thinking of Mine? Mine's the one that needs extra gunshots. Everyone else is fine. Sub-stories on the left. Please no fight spawn. Oh, apart from that guy. That guy's fine. That fight spawn you saw earlier in the run that can spawn here is literally in front of this guy. Sucks ass. Honk. Damn. Alright. Joji Kazuma. This fight can sometimes go a little wrong. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Thank God none of those missed. If one of those miss, you get the mid-fight QT against Kazuma, and it's really fucking long, really bloody bad. Good stuff. There is no change in the plan. Alright. That chapter's nice and quick. This chapter doesn't require too much thinking. Now, I have lost a couple of bullets earlier, which isn't ideal. That's gonna have to get reflected in the finale, which is a shame, but it shouldn't be too bad. Anyway, Taichi's in the club. Taichi's very much in the club. Probably shouldn't be. Joji, I'm gonna take Taichi home so he doesn't see any more titty. Taichi, you're too young for titty right now, my dude. I understand, but we gotta go. So unfortunately, Mine and Tamashiro decided to bulldoze the orphanage down. So we're gonna have to go and deal with Tamashiro. Now, earlier on in the run, Tamashiro, as I said, is one of the harder fights in the speedrun. Tamashiro 2, to put it bluntly, is not. As you will see coming up. It's a good one. Next business minigame? I don't know. Honestly, I trust them with whatever they do. Because they find a way to make the business stuff fun. So. Right, off we go. So we have to take a taxi to the bull ring. Now the bull ring that you're about to see here might look very familiar if you've played some of the older Yakuza games to completion. This very same bull ring that gets used here for the first time, this is the exact same arena where you fight Amon in all of the early Yakuza games. Or at least from this point on. The Tamashiro family grumps. Well, that one's out. Oops. This, as I said, is what the rest of Yakuza 3's combat is for speedrun. Yeah, I wasn't joking, you know. We don't have to think too hard about gunshots here. Because the nice thing is, the Tamashiro fight coming up, Tamashiro has exactly 2 HP bars worth of HP. And if you were paying attention earlier, folks, because this is the test, how much damage does a single revolver do? Correct. Just over 2 HP bars worth of damage. Hi, Tamashiro. Remember when he was a pain in the ass earlier? Well, he wasn't today, actually. Well, Yakuza 3's Amon is actually hilariously easy because you can glitch out Amon. I've done it multiple times. I figured out how to do this before a marathon run where I had Amon as a bonus incentive. It was literally the day before, where if you do the essence of finishing on Amon, as he changes phases into the next phase. Also, Rick Langley of the CIA. I don't know why I love the fact his name is Rick Langley. His name is goddamn Rick Langley. Alright. But yeah, if you do the essence of finishing on Amon at the right time, in between his 2 phases when he's supposed to pull the guns out, he does pull the guns out. There is a video up on my YouTube of me breaking Amon. It is easy to do. It is very, very easy to do. Talk to Haruka. She T-poses for a bit. Finale activated. Off we go. So I have to remember 3rd set of guns. Yeah, I have to use, so 3rd set of guns equipped. So this is this is the hard part. So 1 gun is 1 shot, 1 gun is 10 shots. But 3rd set of guns equipped. Which I think this is 2nd? That'll be fine. That'll be fine. We will be fine. Was actually the one that I was supposed to use up. Oh well, never mind. Should be fine. I actually got more bullets than I should do at this point. That's the interesting part. I got more guns than I need. So I will use that gun on this lad. I'm supposed to use the 14 on these, right? Oops. Oh. Yeah, I have messed up the gun route already, which is good. It's very good. Probably should have kept that one, considering. Oh. This is a tricky set of shots. Did not want to miss shots, which is bad. It's fine. How do I fix my gun route? Yikes. Give me your gun. How do I fix this gun route? I don't know. I think as long as I save enough for Mine, we'll be fine. Want this guy dead. He's a pain, I just want him dead. This guy's fine. Usually. This guy is not. I like to push him to the right. Not that much, but Kiryu didn't hit the bed. Okay. I have 3 guns left. Yikes. Oh, 4 from the untouched gun in the elevator, now 11. That's fine, actually. If I just use these 4 bullets I got, it should be fine. Yeah, if I use these 4 bullets, that'll fix a few things, so... 2, 3... Okay, so I have a 14, a 15, and a 15. Interesting. I have way more than enough bullets. Holy shit. I've got way more than enough. Reload your last 3 guns for Richardson 3. Yeah, I can just do this. And then I have a spare 14. I have a spare 14 bullets. Holy shit. I have a spare 14 bullets. Leave me alone. So I could actually just use an entire extra gun on Richardson 3. Honestly. That's 12? Yeah. Oh, before Richardson 3. I'm stupid. Hold up. No, I'm down bullets, actually. No, I'm actually down bullets. Uh-oh. I need... I'm off by 7. I'm off by 7 bullets. Yeah, never mind. It's fine. I can just normal attack here. But I've messed up my gun math, so it's not good. It's fine. Alright, I know. Have a good sleep. Here's Richardson 2. That's Richardson 2. Man's not dead. You're not getting shot that many times. Because I use another 10 bullets against these guys, but I've only got like 2. So. Okay, I'll reload my guns now, because we have to do it before we fight Richardson 3. But yeah, usually you want to use your guns on these guys, which is, as you can guess, very fast. I'm going to have to remember where both of these guns are. So there's one next to me and this one. Yeah, going over here is good. Oh, you hacker. I was expecting you to get back up. Just hoping that I could finish him there, so I'm just going to take you out. In time, just throw that. Not at him! Not at him! To the door! Oh, that's a bad angle, holy shit. That's good. That's that one. Hello!
Go to hell.
That's rude. That's very rude.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's... So, grab one gun. Make sure this hits him. It's important that it does. Same with that. Okay, good. Good. So that should be free. There should be 3 bullets left. It looks like 3 bullets left, which is good. So 3 and 8 down to 7. So if this is good, this should be enough bullets. Probably don't miss shots again. So I fixed the gun math. It just took me a while to get it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, down to 7. Perfect. Gun math fixed. Gun route fixed. Here we go. Yeah, I'm gonna lose time because, like, good. That gets him to not his field heat part, but it gets him to enough HP that, as you already know, one revolver does 2 HP points of damage. And that's that. That's that. Bad finale because I messed up gun route, but there we go. Remember how much you struggled with the Mine fight casually because it's actually a genuinely good and hard fight? Yeah, no, we just shoot the guy. Ayako wasn't this chapter. So I don't know why the Ayako time loss would be this chapter. Like, yeah, I had a bad Ayako, but I was speaking about the finale. Yeah, we hunted like a true Valentine. Run in general? Oh, I mean, if we're talking about the run in general, there was another chapter where I fucked up badly earlier, but that's fine. I don't care. This is a D-Rust, and for a D-Rust, this was actually pretty decent. There were actually a few positive spots in this run, to be honest. Like, ow. There's my fingers. Fucking ow. Ugh. My fingers have been cracking a lot more lately. I don't like that. Yeah, the dynamic fight intros are absolutely fantastic. I love the dynamic fight intros in these games. They're really good.
Omae. Dage da. Ore no koto.
Give me a second here. I'm going to have to respond to this email after stream. Like, poor Mine. I actually really love Mine. Like, I love Mine, and I love the change dialogue they gave for Mine in the remaster. Like, the actual dialogue that he gets is really good. Really, really good. I did another run on that. It's kind of weird because, like, this is not what I would like to call a long stream as the problem. But there is a lot of stuff that I could do with having a night off to do, and also another night to chill, to be honest. Because, like, I want to do the thing that I had in mind was I wanted to do like a Lost Judgment run, because obviously being on my PS5, like, the ideal thing to do would do another, you know, PS5 run, or PS4, you know. So ideally, it would either be another one of... The trouble is, if you look at the runs that I have access to, it's a pain in the ass changing over cables from console to PC for the setup I've got. So, if you look at the runs that I've got on console, it's a 2-hour run for this, it's a 6-hour run for Yakuza 5, it's a 5-hour run for Judgment, it's a 2.5-hour run for Lost Judgment. So the only option really is Lost Judgment, but honestly, I want to do Lost Judgment after Judgment. I want to, like, do a Judgment day, you know? So it feels kind of weird to do, like, Lost Judgment now and then do Lost Judgment in, like, say, a day or two. But you get to see this great cutscene. This cutscene's amazing. He's back! He's back. I wish Mine was still alive. Listen, we don't see a body. That's all I'm saying. In the Yakuza-verse, unless you see a body, and sometimes when you do see a body... Because Mine is still insanely popular in Japan. Like, when they did a couple of years ago the character popularity poll, and this was before the Yakuza 3 remaster came out, Mine was, I think, 3rd or 4th in that popularity poll. And this had been literal years since Yakuza 3, and the remaster wasn't even out.
I'm afraid your role in all of this has come to an end.
God, it's so weird to hear proper English voice acting in a Yakuza game. It's not because of the obviously the English dubs we get now, but in a game that doesn't have an English dub in it, it's weird. Why is the main character initiating? Yep. 5th after the 4 main protagonists. Oh, yeah, of course, yeah. Well, obviously, Majima, Kiryu. Actually, it was Kiryu, Majima, Akiyama, Saejima? Yeah, it was those 4, wasn't it?
There are plenty of people who could...
Saejima was surprisingly popular. I didn't think Saejima would be that popular. I knew Saejima would be top 10, but I don't think he'd be that popular.
Too much for
that's still why I'm so surprised that we haven't had like a spin-off game with Majima Saejima. Like, oh my god.
Die.
No. I do really well.
What?
Daigo's up, by the way. Daigo got a gun! Daigo did something good. Everyone's shocked!
What the fuck?
This cutscene so much. It's supposed to be a serious cutscene, and you just have Richardson just swearing in English. What the fuck?
Damn it!
Daigo!
Daigo has been shot for the entire game. He wakes up just to shoot Richardson a couple of times. Good shit. If I remember Lady 2, I would not be upset. Also, how, after being in this long coma, is Daigo this talkative? Like, I swear he was awake for their entire fight, just watching with one eye open. Just like, laying on his bed, just like, oh god, who's gonna win this fight? He's been awake this entire time. I love how such a goofy, over-the-top villain Richardson is. He's so good. He's so good.
I won't let it end like this. I'll kill you all.
For a trained agent, you know, who uses firearms, he's not that accurate. This bit's so good, even though it's supposed to be serious.
Stop! Stop!
会長、すみませんでした。
ミネ、何を言ってるんだ。何をしてる。こっちに来い。
今の俺にそこへ行く資格はありません。
ミネ。
桐生さん、俺も極道の端くれ。俺なりの筋通させてもらいます。ミネ！
Stop it! Are you nuts?
Yes.
桐生さん、もう少し早くあんたに会って教えてもらいたかった。ミネ。生まれ変わったら俺もそっちに入れるかな。
Cough, Ishin, cough.
やめろ。
Even though that's
やめるんだ。
past.
ミネ。
Let me go!
Listen, all I'm gonna say is nobody. Nobody could still be alive. I just love Richardson in that. Like, it's supposed to be a very serious scene, and just the entire time, all you hear it's just a bunch of swearing. Once again, here's Here is Haruka in a helicopter to once again witness a dead body on the ground. Violent acts of aggression. Wasn't Dante this time though.
Kiryu-san.
It was Joji. Not surprised they didn't bring back ever again.